Hello everybody, long time no see. Didn't make much videos since the first second patch of the Dragonflight expansion, but we're fucking back with it. And this week off season we go from the week that there is nothing to do between season 1 and season 2. I've been planning on making guides, and today, Thursday, we're making resto Shaman guide for 10.1. So basically season 2. Tomorrow we'll be making another guide, probably gonna be Evoker. Saturday, Druid. Sunday, well, probably gonna be Missour, but only caster one. I don't want Fissuber. This is on Monday and Holy Pal on Tuesday, okay boys? Sorry for not uploading many videos lately, but I was not kinda motivated with the channel. Even though it was going good, but anyway, every season I'm gonna keep uploading videos of especially class guides or tier lists, and we'll see depending how it goes. Maybe we just move on and do other different content, but for now just focusing on Twitch only. Anyway, let's start talking about the Shaman. I want to make it quick and clear, and yeah, let's start to talk about, as always, basic ratios for resto Shaman and 10.1. Okay, so as you guys know, on before the season before, Dark Arondor was by far the best racial for resto Shaman. Why? Because all the Asaroks, all the Ferals, all the Shadow Priests, Boomies, you could literally press this button and remove every single bleed, every single CC from Shadow Priest, I mean Silence or Root Beam, you know, and plus it gives you main stat. On 10.1, they're removing the PP set bonus that reduces the CC by 10%, the crowd control 10% in arena, plus the boots that reduce another 5% CC, okay? So that makes Orc racial good again. Or when I mean Orc racial, I mean the passive that makes that every stun is reduced by 20%. Okay, that makes Orc really busted again, but Blizzard knew about it. We told them on Twitter, all of us told them on Twitter that Orc is gonna dominate otherwise, and it's gonna be really stupid with all the CC changes they're doing this patch, especially on some stuns. And they nerf Orc by 10%, so that's gonna be like from 20%, I don't know how much, like 16, 15, 14, I don't know. I didn't do the maths, but is Orc still gonna be really good? So for Shaman, I will recommend to wait. So your Dark Iron, don't swap it yet, because we don't know the meta yet, the DPS meta. Because let's say Asarok is meta still. Let's say Asarok is the best melee, then Dark Iron is busted, because that means meanwhile you have this ready, the rogue cannot press Vendetta. Unless you die in the stun. If he stuns you and you die in the stun, then yeah, then he will kill you. But if you leave the stun, you will press his ability and you will counter his whole 2-minute burst, you know? So, to make it clear, Dark Iron, worst case Dwarf if you don't have the racial, this race. Best with Orc. Which one's gonna be the best? Depending on the meta. If it's a lot of Feral, Asarog, Shadow Priest, even DKs, just to remove the Strangulate with the racial, you can remove the Silence. Even Boomies to remove it too. And to Boomy doesn't matter much because you can use this talent, you know, and remove the Root Beam. But yeah, depending on what the meta is, Dark Iron, Dwarf, or even I mean Dwarf, Dark Iron, or Orc, you know. Some people ask me about Tauren because it gives you more HP with all the HP buffs. They did this season to healers with the new PP trinket set bonus. Tauren is not bad, but I think the more HP is not gonna matter much for that the Tauren gives you, so yeah. Talent, different builds, and PP talent. So all these talents that I have from last season are gonna be the same for the new one, but there is one change that Blizzard did this season on the talent 3, and it's this one. So Ergrav, it was 1 minute CD, okay? 1 minute 54 seconds with this talent. That reduces a bit over in 6 seconds. Now it's gonna be 30, so 24 with this. That's really fucking good. having root on a 24-second cooldown, but Shaman is a spec that has really good talent. So for example, I will post this all in the description though, but just so you know, let's say for solo shuffle, you don't need mana, kinda, you know, you kinda never lose some mana. So for example, you don't want mana spring, so instead of the mana spring you can just pick aircraft, you know. Or let's say you're not facing DPS that does melee attacks or does physical damage, so you don't play this, then you can play root, you know. Or for solo shuffle, I won't recommend to play Circle of the Elements, so you can just play you know, root instead or stone skin, worst case. It just depends what you face, okay. Yeah, so I like roots, but last patch it was not worth to use it because it was 1 minute CD. Not worth at all wasting 1 point in a 1 minute CD on roots when almost every class in the game has any removal for roots on 1 minute CD or even less, you know. But anyway, I want to talk about the talents. I call this one fun. Why fun? Because it has lasso, and no curse because it has no curse spell. This one I literally pick. You will see other shamans like literally going for cap totem, but you know, this is my preference. I never play cap totem. And yeah, I mean, I think it's a waste of a point, to be honest. So you can make maybe some plays like, you know, go caps on the healer into hex. Sometimes that could happen, sometimes it doesn't. Trust me, it is not worth many times. If the meta slows down, maybe it is worth, but for now, trust me and just follow this. It's much you know, like you can play aggro doing damage or purging instead of like going for a capstone. That will like waste a few globals. So it's all preference at the end of the day, but yeah, I don't like it. And yeah, I kinda, you will see other shamans not playing Brimming with Life. I played on every single spec that I pick on, because the more HP you have, the more the Earthen Wall Totem absorbs, you know, and the more intellect. So for example, yeah, the more HP you have, the better. So the more tanky you are, and the more Earthen absorbs overall. So if Earthen absorbs overall 423k, if I remove this talent, it will absorb in total less than 423k, you know, 8% less. That's what it does. And the damage from each attack is affected by intellect, so you know, so the totem will last longer with more HP. But yeah, okay, let's move on. Yeah, and I just pick always the same. I always go for Ancestral Vigor, Lava Source to play with aggro. Other summons play Ancestral Awakening plus Primatide Core. Last season I stopped playing it, and trust me, it was really good. I ended being the highest summon in the game, like always, of course. But sorry to flex, I had to flex a bit. Okay, I'm sorry. And yeah, trust me on this one. I kinda like this one a lot, especially because I started like, when the season started, I only had one NS macro with like healing swords, but I made two. I made one with healing wave too. So when you combine your NS with Primordial Wave with this talent, and you have Riptide on everybody, NS will literally top the whole team with this. Which is 25% more healing on the NS. That's sick, you know? So for every single talent choice that I have here, I kinda use the same talents you see here, you know? Primordial Wave, Lava Surge, and yeah, all this shit, like Ancestral Vigor. There is a chance maybe we don't play, let me think, Lava Surge, and we just play the Healing Rain, okay? And as well, we probably play Overflowing Swords as well, if, okay, if maybe you either replace one Ancestral Vigor, who knows? Because I don't think we can replace anything here. Ancestral Vigor, yeah. Because of the tier set. So the tier set, what we will do with a PP talent, you will just cast a Healing Rain, and it will do some healing, you know. And everyone that is affected by a Riptide will get healed by the tier set I showed you. So when you cast Healing Rain, each ally with your Riptide on them in the area is healed by Tide Waters for 25k. Each ally healed by tide waters as they choose it. Increase your healing done by 1% for 6 seconds and increase the healing of your next healing wave or healing source by 10% or your next healing. Okay. All these numbers you see are nerfed in arena by 50%. So instead of healing 25k in arena, it's gonna be 12.5k. Instead of being 1%, it's gonna be 0.5%. I believe it's that. I haven't checked though, but I think it's 0.5 because I'm not sure the percentage. Yeah, I think it's 0.5. Yeah, per ripped target affected by the healing rain. And the healing wave and healing surge is gonna be 5%, and chain heal is gonna be 1%. So I don't think Shaman is gonna go with the tier set next season because with the 50% nerf on the tier sets it's not worth. It's not worth because look at the stats: haste Versa, haste mastery, high haste crit, high crit Versa, and high crit Versa. There is no mastery at all, only this item, and it's low. And we want to go full mastery, you know. So unless it does kinda some good healing with the healing rain overall, like unless you go check details and it has good overall healing there, like 7-8%, 10-9%, then I don't think it's worth sacrificing that many stats. Okay, so for now I'm not gonna include the healing rain on the builds, but if in case it happens, I will upload the builds on my Discord, or you can ask me on Twitch, Twitter, and I will give you all of them. Okay, next we have UNFUN CURSE+WOLF. Basically I call this because I play wolf talents that I can press totems, dispel, purge, and you know, and stuff while I'm in Ghost Wolf, while I take 20% less damage when this stacks. This basically is really rare that I use it. It's the same as this one. When do I use this kind of stuff? I used them last season a lot into Frost Decays. Why into Frost Decays? Because what a Frost Decay wants to do is just grip you and blind you with your teammate, and then do the go on top of it with like leg sweep stun from Windwalker or Dragon stun or whatever, you know. So the point of this, it was pre-wolfing the go while putting totems. So I know the guy wanna, you know, he's doing no damage outside of the go, so it's just building the DK, and then meanwhile you just put some totems so you don't die, you know, died, or put an earthen, and then the guy's gonna grip you, boom, grips you with your teammate, and you get blind into stun. Meanwhile of that, okay, here I had it wrong, sorry. Meanwhile, you get grip and you're in wolf. If they don't push the wolf, you get these stacks, okay, spirit wolf. So whenever you get blind, you wanna take 20% less damage. This is game changing. If they don't purge it and you like healing, double healing sim or earthen, you won't have to drink it, you won't die on the stun. That's kinda, trust me, I played 2-1 last season in 3s and I faced a lot of Frost Decays and it actually saved me. So I recommend you to like have these talents because yeah, you will use them sometimes into Frost Decay especially. You can use them maybe into some double melee, but yeah, I don't use them much outside of Frost Decays, and here is the same basically. Okay, we go to the UNFUN PB healing. This is the one that I use the most. Obviously I swap talents around depending what I face. This is what I call, I mean, here is the same talents as always, but here I change a lot. This is kind of my solo shuffle talents, and what I do is just swap around. Why do I call it UNFUN? Because I don't play lasso, but I play knock. Knock is really OP talent, especially on resto, because you can get shop a lot, so you can press on the stun and survive the stun, or just knock the enemy healer away, or to stop a cast, you know, stuff like this. Anyway, I explain you here what you should play. Let's say you don't get trained, or you know you're not gonna get hit at all. You replace this for roots. Let's say you're playing shuffle, so you don't play this, you don't need the mana, but let's say you need mana. It's a mana game, you know, and let's say in that mana game you don't need knock because you want to stay in the back and do nothing. Then you play like this. Or let's say you need knock and mana and roots, but let's say it's double caster, but you don't need the damage reduction from melees, physical damage, then you play like this. Or let's say you need that because it's a demo lock, and you want knock as well, then you don't play Call of the Elements sword one, you know, because double is like demo frost mage. You don't need the sword Call of the Elements to get double Addon every 2 minutes. It's fine, you play like this, you know. It just depends. You shop around. Or let's say you're getting targeted a lot, so but you don't need the mana, so you can just play like this without the roots, because the roots you think is not gonna be good. You shop around. It's kinda like you just need to play with the talents a little bit. And this is my talents. And then I have a Warlock one, same one as this, but with Curse spell. And I have Lasso too. Depending what it says. Into Warlock, normally the games are long, especially if they play with another caster. So normally I will play like this with the mana. This one is really good, trust me. Sometimes I got mana tie too if I know it's a really intensive mana game. But yeah. Then of course I play like this. Let's say it's a Warlock with another caster, and I kinda need, I know they wanna hit me a lot. I play short wall or big one, depending. I like this kinda more. Unless I feel like big melee pressure, like red water, and then I play this one. This one is really good with a fissure. Depending on your face, you can use yeah. I mean, when I play with Warlock, you kinda don't need the short Call of the Elements. You can play it. You are more, you don't like thunder so much, you can just go play like this, you know. You think you never lose some mana, boom, you can just play Stone Skin. Let's say the Warlock's playing with a Warrior, with a Feral, with a Windwalker, you know. Stone Skin is insane versus them, so make sure to have it on. It's better to have this instead of this into like high melee, high physical damage classes. See, it has high uptime, you know. And yeah, you shop around all the time depending on your face. Simple. And then I have a build that I call it break build, like tanky build. This build is like really rare that you use it, but basically what I do here, I replace lava suits and I press this. This is what, because when I get trained and I cannot get away, so I need to cast healing suits a lot, and I'm good at faking. I'm a healer that fakes really good. So when I get pre-kick, I spam healing suits, and my healing suits on myself will hit 25% more with this. You know, I play big wall. This is the build that I kinda used into Fissure with Red Water last season, and I was really tanky with this. Didn't need mana for it, didn't need roots, because into reds you don't need roots, because the freedom is same cooldown as the, it was, you know, it was super low cooldown. And yeah, that's basically it with the talents. The PP one, sorry. They are the Ray Dance. Healing Rain is now insta-cast, 20% more effective, and costs 30% less mana. As I said, if we want to use the tier set, we will play this talent no matter what, but I don't think we will. I really don't think we will. So Ray Dance is useless if we don't play the tier set, okay? And they add a static field totem that you basically like do this. It's really, I kind of like this talent a lot. You basically press the totem and then you move it with totemic projection, and you can move people and do plays with this. This is a talent that you want to use a lot, really a lot. So make sure to like have a macro that I will talk about macro soon with totemic projection, so it's insta cast like this, so you do it fast and you don't have to double click. And the new talent, seasonal wins, I don't think you want to use it much. Maybe, yeah, into dot. Let's say you face a Warlock, an affliction Warlock, and he's doing a lot of AoE damage. You every time you're kicking with this, you get 50% less dot damage, you know, from chaos or whatever the dot is, you know. But yeah, this one is not good. Burrow is the new talent that everyone talk about lately, and what it does is basically you just go under the map when you press it, and you become unattackable, removing all slow effects, and increase your movement speed by 50% during 5 seconds. And when the effect ends, enemies within 6 yards are knocked in the air and take physical damage, 70k. Yeah, I think it's 85k in arena or something like that. So basically, you press the button and you're under the floor. You cannot get targeted like this, and then you can cancel it too, and boom, you knock people in the air and do damage. This talent is really good when you get trained. You can do it too to avoid CC. The problem is it's a 2-minute city, okay? So, if we don't use Healing Rain, you're probably gonna play it too. It will just depends. If you need to avoid CC with it, if it's a matchup or you need to avoid CC, or if you know they're training you, so you can use it to escape and stuff. And you cannot go through pillars with it. I already tested it, you cannot. Another sprints don't work on it, so you go faster, it doesn't work. It's all like you saw like 1 minute ago. It's good if you get trained or if you wanna avoid CC and delay the CC because it doesn't make you. I just wonder if, like, for example, a hunter scatter source you from 30 yards away or 20, whatever it is, and then you press this. I wonder if you get stunned. I mean, if you get scatter shot downstairs. Same with storm, but with the travel time, you know. I really wonder if it works. If you can avoid like storm balls with it that are in a travel time or scatter source, you know. But yeah. You only will play this if you're getting trained or you want to avoid CC. Otherwise, I think Static Field is way better. Or even Sky Fury. Sky Fury, I had a lot of value with it, especially when I play with Warlocks or Boomies. So yeah, I think that's all for the talents. Best stats, crafter stats, same as we posted the last video. Sorry. Full Versa Mastery. I like to play. You're probably gonna have like 1 or 2 pieces with haste, because you know I kind of like to have a bit of haste, like at least 4 or 5%, but that's preference. Overall, it's better to not have it. But when I face some like top mages, sometimes I mean with no haste, I have no haste. Then they get me. I don't have time to ground on the global, you know. But that's preference. I'll increase this good this season, so full Versa Mastery like I did last season. And yeah, crafted items. So they removed the 5% CC and they changed it for this one. That when you successfully applying a loss, when you apply a CC on an enemy, or you kick it, or you dispel any target, you get the main stat. Happens every 30 seconds. That one is really fucking good. But we got precog this season as you know, as a crafted item. So what I did is just craft it already. It took me a long time, so but yeah. So mandatory for Resto Shaman, precog. I don't know if belt is the best one. I just crafted already. Worst case, I will replace it whenever I get another spark. Is whatever. Maybe don't do it yet. You guys don't feel like sure about it. Precog is the best because you need to cast on Shaman, especially into high heavy damage comps, melees. And the other one, I'm not sure. The ring one, that when you are above 90% HP, you get 249 mastery. That one is the best for Shaman. Okay, it is the best. But at the same time, you could just play with 2. You could just play with this one and the other one, this one. That when you CC, kick or dispel, you get main stat 510 for 10 seconds. Happens every 30 seconds, you know. So, I will craft both, to be honest. First, I will craft the ring, but if you want to min-max, I will craft both, and I will make 2 sets. One set, if I know I'm not getting target, I will just play the ring. And if I'm getting target, I'm not going to get value from the ring, because I'm going to want to be 90% HP the whole game. So I will just play the other one, you know. Of course, start with the ring, and with precog, and then after that, you can make the other one. That's what I recommend. What you should make them? You should make them. I mean, I believe this one is only on the boots, so you will have to make it on the boots no matter what. I don't know, haste versa. So this one is making on the ring, so you have double versa mastery ring. And this one I made on the belt, but maybe you can make it on the helmet because there is no versa mastery helmet. We'll see. And yeah, we just move on. Healing rotation in PvP. It's simple. Now you don't have to stack much, so you want to make sure you have Riptide on, used to get the Deluxe active, Airseal for more healing and damage reduction too. And you need to make sure you have tidal waves up, so your healing source, your healing wave, are more effective, you know. So when you have tidal waves on, Your healing source has a 30% chance to crit. And your healing wave... Oops, I'm dead. Oh, never mind. And your healing wave cast time is faster. I know it doesn't look fast, but it is way faster, yeah. I think it's 20% more, yeah. So, make sure to like... make sure to use Healing Stream Totem on City, because he does a lot of healing. Sometimes if it's tryhard against, move them behind the pillar. They have 46 yards range with the talent. It's a lot, so don't worry. Make sure you have Riptide and Ursula on the target and do Riptide. You need to cast a lot. Healing Source, into Riptide again to get tidal waves, healing wave, or like Unleash into big healing Source, Riptide. Let's say you want to be mana efficient, your healing wave, into healing wave, Riptide. Let's say you are in panic mode, healing Source, air seal, you know. You rotate like this. That's the most efficient one. Of course, if the guy is dying, you want to use your totems. So you want to use your healing tide. I move behind the pillar there. Boom, B heals. Kills him on cooldown. Let's say he's want to take a big damage. I press Erden. Totemic Recall to reset it into Erden again. The guy's moving away or he gets grip. Boom, I move it there both. You know, then, you know, I keep following the rotation. He's taking big damage. Boom, boom. Ripped it again. I want to be mana efficient. Unleash. Healing wave. I'm panicking. I unleash into, let's say, I want to do big NS. Primordial wave. Boom. Into NS with the... I combine it with bats and a healing wave with primordial wave. Otherwise, I do healing source, you know? That will be the rotation. I recommend... I recommend... when you're low HP, let's say your teammate is low HP, obviously if it's 20% HP, don't try to Erden unless you have nothing else. So you should try to press a cooldown. You can use Guidance NS, you can use Guidance as Ascendance as a big heal, or you can just drop a link. Okay, if it's 50%, drop an Erden, maybe drop a healing tide just to get this talent and get 15% more healing. Drop the healing streams, you know. It's all about having totems active, you know, like healing totems active, stone skin to reduce physical damage, Erden up to absorb damage, you know, and make sure you, every time you cast healing source or healing wave, make sure to have tidal waves up. So it's 20% more, 50% more crit, or like 20% faster the cast. And you can do an unleash like before the cast. You can do it with Riptide too, but sometimes it's better to do it with the cast. Better. Healing him on cooldown. And that's all. Make sure you have always on the target. Every time you heal, Riptide and Air Shield. Sorry. So, because when you have Riptide up on the target, your casted heals do 20% more. Same with the Air Shield, another 20, you know? 20 on 30. I always confuse it. I think it's 20, yeah. 30 was in challenge. So, yeah, it's a lot of healing and you have that 2 up, Air Shield and Riptide. I'm gonna go for the macros real quick. Same as last patch. I use the cursor macros for, you know. I have this one for totemic projection, so instead of doing this, instead of pressing totemic projection and then click to move the totem, what I have is this macro. It's just basically you put the cursor wherever you want to send the totem. See the totem here? I want to send it here. I move it, I press it and it goes to the cursor. Same with the totem, Erden wall, the link, you know. I don't have it with roots and with airbind because I want to see the radius of it. But that's basically it, you know. Press and move the totem. Simple. Other macros have Arena 1, 2, 3 Hex, Arena 1, 2, 3 Kicks, Focus Wins here, and that's basically it. Dispel Party 1, Party 2. Let me see if I can find it. You know, Party 2 here. But this total TBC, so I make the UI look like that, so don't worry about it. And that's all with the macros. There's nothing special on it. Tips to survive when you're getting trained or hard swap. It's just basically Sorry, I'm coughing a lot. I'm being sick the last week, so it's kind of hard to speak for a long time. Tips. So when you're getting trained, what I recommend you, especially when you're getting trained by double melee, make sure to be away from the enemy healer. So if you're getting trained, let's say, by red water and a fisher, you cannot get away from the healer because the healer is on melee attacking you. So first global, when they connect on you, just press an Addon wall totem, and then make sure when you press it, reset it with atomic recall. And if you see they're popping cooldowns, press it. Just press double Addon. Stack them, you know. And with this 2 up, if you're high HP, it's time to fake kicks to proc precognition. If you proc precognition, you're immune to every CC and to kicks, so you can free cast. So that's one tip. Now with this patch, we have burrow to avoid getting trained easier. If they connect on you and they're popping wings, let's say the red water or the water breaker from the water or the wind walker is about to stun you, you can just burrow away and try to get away to get some time. Let's say your Addon just ended and you press burrow and run away with it. That's it. Let's say you don't need grounding into the red water because you don't want to ground the hots because it's not worth. Let's take field totem. Oh, I'm close to the pillar. Maybe I can get around the corner. I'm just gonna press this totem and then I move them away and then I run the opposite direction, you know? Tips like this small stuff matters a lot. Then after this, boom, they stun me, I knock them in the stun, you know? And I believe, I haven't played much static field, but I believe if you press thunderstorm first, you cannot move them after with static field. So you need to move them first with static field and then knock. Or I don't know, I haven't checked with the DR, but I think they do. So make sure to check it yourself. I will let you guys know in the next video, but I'm not sure right now because I haven't tested. But they're really good abilities to like get away from melees, you know. And that's all. When you're getting trained, make sure you don't overlap. For example, if they're sorry, if they're hard swapping you, make sure to like. It's better to throw a link than being greedy, pressing wall at 20%, then pressing an S. The NS did nothing because you had sharpen blade from the warrior. Then you press ascendance, it did nothing because you had sharpen blade from the warrior. Then you have to link. You know, it is better to throw a link first and maybe a wall worst case than pressing wall is not enough, ascendance is not enough, then I have to link. There's too many cooldowns. Don't get me wrong, sometimes you don't want to have to do it because the enemy team crits a lot and you was a bit behind on healing, boom, and you have to press everything. It is what it is. Sometimes it has to. It will happen. But if you do it all the time, you will die like a dog every time. Make sure to actually, to always reset the Addon totem with atomic recall. Sometimes you can reset grounding, but that's really, really, really rare. I do it sometimes into double caster, but doesn't happen often, you know. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Best comps for 2v2 and 3v3 for resto Shaman. 2v2, I don't play 2v2. I think the bracket is in a really bad state. But if I had to recommend, always play with a demo warlock or with the best melee. Let's say the best melee is a rogue, play with a rogue. With a feral, a water, DH. Whatever the best melee is, with resto Shaman. Boom. And 3v3, I will have to do a prediction. I am not sure yet what is gonna be the best 3v3 comps yet. Shaman probably gonna be good with Boomy, maybe. With Boomy and maybe with Destro Warlock again. Destro Warlock resto Shaman was really strong last patch because you had a lot of offense with it. So if I had to guess, I will guess DH resto Shaman Lock. That's one of the comps I played to round 1. I think the combo is gonna be good again. Or you could just play as well Boomy DH as well. Boomy DH too, 100%, yeah. Okay, move to the next one. Common mistakes, too greedy. As I said before, this is what I talked 1 minute ago. It is better to press link early. Okay, just press link early and instead of like pressing wall at 20% into a standard. Oh, it's not enough. Boom, into an S is not enough. Then I have to link anyway. Positioning is really important on healers, especially Shaman. Why? Shaman gets trained a lot, so your positioning matters a lot. If you get trained by 2 melees, you need to know how to move. I explain you why. Let's say you get trained by 2 melees and it's a fissure, okay? But you're playing double caster, or you're playing with one caster. When you're playing when you're getting trained by melees and you play with caster 1 or 2, you don't want to be in the pillar, okay? You want to be in the middle so they can peel you and so they can do damage. Obviously, you can run a few seconds behind the pillar to avoid getting charged by the warrior or to get hit by them, just to avoid some damage because you have no other option. It's fine, but overall, you want to be in the line. Let's say they're not going you and they're going your teammates. Try to be as far away as so when they're going you, sorry, I forgot to say, when you're getting trained, try to run away from the enemy healer, okay, all the time. So the enemy healer exposes himself in the middle and your teammates can actually CC the healer or go on him. And when they're going on your teammates positioning, try to stay always behind them unless you already have big knowledge about the game like I do. Then you can just go in and try to annoy the other healer too with CRs, purging, knocks, maybe lassos, you know, hexes. But until you get that confidence, until you are like that secure with what you're doing, stay behind your DPS and heal. Pillar is good, so try to abuse the pillar a lot. It helps a lot because let's say you're facing a mage, the mage wants to save you, you kick, you fail, you give him precog, and then he wants to save you, boom, you run around the corner, he cannot save you unless he blinks, and then you have time to ground there, you know, like, pillar is good in the situations. Grounding usage. Some people, it just depends. For example, into warlocks, you just try to ground a fear sometimes, okay? Grounding fears instead of pressing tremor, for example. Obviously, some good warlocks can kill tremor while they cast a fear, but that doesn't happen often. Not many warlocks know how to do it. So, grounding usage. For example, this is common into many mistakes. For example, into all the what is the name? For example, now into Frostmage that is meta, you kinda wanna ground damage, but you wanna ground it when he orbs, because that's when he pumps a lot. So when he press orb, boom, you press grounding. You don't press it outside unless you know you're gonna get sheep and then you're gonna lose the game. You know. Into warlocks, you kinda wanna ground damage. You kinda wanna ground the chaos bolts. So you know, sometimes you need to ground other stuff, but you're close to the pillar, you should not be tanking fears, you have windshield for it too, but sometimes your DPS, especially in Shuffle, they're gonna miss kick on the warlock, and the warlock is gonna get precog, and it's gonna blast 3 bolts in a row, and it's gonna kill your teammate in 2 globals. So that's a perfect moment to ground, you know. Or like when you face a fire mist, it's really rare, maybe this season we see them again. You save grounding for combust always, especially you have trinket and your teammates don't have anything. You trinket, ground, boom. Unless they're playing rock mage and the coordinate, blah blah blah, all this shit, you know. And precog on Resto Shaman, watch out with failing your kick. Your kick in PP and PB is 2 seconds now. It's not 3. So kicking now is less worth than before. Okay, so if you fail your kick, you give the guy 4 seconds of immune to cast, to kicks and CC, and you give him 15% more haste. So you give him precog, and he's gonna blast doing it, and do like big CC chains or like cast poly, do big damage doing it. So it is time to learn how to kick in this patch, or just not press it, because you fail it, you are not you know, confident with your kick, you're gonna fail, and you can lose the game because failing the kicks. I lost some already because of my kicks on my teammates, because they get like 3 bolts with it, or like they get, you know, big damage with it or big CC with it. So watch out with it. Best addons for arena. Let's talk quick about them. I have many addons, but the ones that I recommend details. Details is this to watch the damage breakdown, healing breakdown, you know, kicks, dispels, all this shit. It gives you good information. Diminish, this two is one that I saw here to show your own DRs. So your stun DR, it will show you here. Poly DR, fear DR, you know, so you know when you're gonna get stunned, when you're gonna get fear, you know. It shows you that you can put it for your teammates too. Omnibar, the one that shows in the middle here to track the enemy. I saw you quick, sorry. Test. Used to show all the abilities, you know, from the enemy team, so you can track stuff. You can track kicks, CCs, cooldowns, you know. Omni City, the one that I have on the left here, on your raid frames, used to see your teammates cooldowns, like if they trinket, if they have cooldowns, if they have wall, if they have kick for the next polymorph, you know, stuff like this. And people use Gladius, I use S Arena. Is all about what you like the most, and that's all. And weak auras too. Weak auras are really important in this expansion, especially with all the information that they give you. For example, they give you tidal waves buff, or like insane offensive, for example, combust coming from the enemy team, icy veins, or like infernal coming from the warlock, war breaker from the warrior, winds from the red pala, you know, stuff like this, or buffs over yourself like this one. Or when I'm missing a shield, you know. It's really important to have weak auras these days, because everyone is using them, so. Okay, tips for solo shuffle. This sounds troll, but trust me, use heal. No, I'm not trolling about this. I know solo shuffle is like, okay, you play offensive, you could get rewarded. It is true. But 99% of the healers, and trust me, even round 1 players that I know, when you try to play offensive, you don't heal. And if you don't heal, you lose. Okay? So, first, heal. Keep your teammates' HP healthy. Keep them up. Keep them offensive, because the more it's when they feel safe, when your DPS shuffle, because you don't have communication, you know, when they feel safe, when they have their HP bars up, they play offensive themselves. But if they're dying at 10% all the time, some people still go offensive because they're monkeys, you know, and they don't know what they're doing. But on higher rating, when they're low HP, they try to don't die, you know. And why sometimes they're low HP? Because you're trying to get a hex on the healer for 10 seconds and you forgot to heal, or because you're trying to do damage and you forgot to heal. And trust me, I know many top players that lost games on solo shuffle as a healer because they just went aggro instead of healing. First heal, whenever you feel comfy enough, you can just do some offensive globals, and that's all. But first heal. Heal and heal till you do. Boom. That's all. Positioning. This is kind of the same with just heal. Stay in the back and heal. Shuffle is way worse quality games than 3v3 because there is no communication. So stay in the back, try to avoid CC, and use heal. Close to the pillar, avoid CC, heal. That's all. Sometimes you can go offensive, of course you do, and of course you will, but to get the most rating possible, as I do, stay in the back and heal. Whenever you feel comfy with it, you can just go in and maybe do a lava burst with flame shock, purging, kick the healer, knock the healer, hex the healer, you know, stuff like this. But in the beginning, learn how to heal, stay in the back and use heal. Trust me, you will thank me later about this. What to do when my teammate saves cities for the next shuffle? So they forgot to press a cooldown. Okay. What I recommend you, I do this a lot, okay? I don't press for my teammates, never. I never press for them, of course. Especially when I'm high rating, I let them press first, no matter what. It's kind of like a hidden rule, you know? I let them press first always, because you know they're kind of good players, so I let them press first. And if they're a bit sleepy, when they're 1%, I press Trinkling, you know? I'm ready, I'm close to them in case they fail, and I press it, you know? On low rating, many of you probably lost many games. I did too. Many games because they don't press a single cooldown, a single game for 10 years. So if you get this pattern where people don't press cooldowns at all on your rating, literally change the playstyle. Change the playstyle till you get higher and just press for them. Literally press for them. If you get sheep and the guy is stunned and he doesn't want to trinket parry the warrior, just trinket link him. Just do it. Literally do it. Do it and try to win try to carry the game, you know? And it's sad, but it is what it is. And this guy is probably gonna flame you after. Why do you trinket link? I was fine, when it's not true. And yeah. That's all. Care with precognition. What I said earlier. But this patch, every caster and every healer is gonna have precognition by default. So watch out if you fail your wins here, because if you fail it, the guy is gonna go full bananas with precog and it could cost you the solo shuffle game. So practice these kicks. Try to, like, you know, better to be honest right now, it's better to not press it sometimes than pressing it, because only 2 seconds now wins here. So watch out with getting fake. Tilt. This is literally one of the things people don't get high rated in shuffle. The first month, 1-2 months of shuffle that I played, I could feel it so badly, okay? There is so many games that I lost because I'm tilted and I don't know it. Sometimes you don't even know it, but you are tilted. Because the last lobby, Mr. Josito123 didn't want to press trinket parry, and you told him, bro, you need to press here, and the guy insulted you back when he told you, what are you saying? I'm higher rated in shuffle than you. You cannot speak to me like this, you know? When you told him that he failed, and you get super mad, and you want to say stuff back, but you can't because you're going to get banned. You say it, you know? So, a tip that I give you for shuffle, when you have a bad shuffle like this with people that are really, you know, I want to say stupid, just don't answer them back. Just keep calling the strat in the chat. Let's say, okay, Sten Meyer, then just go on this guy. If they don't want to listen, they want to listen. If not, not. Just do your strat. Try to heal as much as you can. Try to cut as much as you can. And move on. If you feel like it tilts you a little bit, go for a break and then go back after. That's all. Literally take breaks. Trust me, rating comes faster, come back faster if you take breaks than not. Especially when you're in a tilt situation, like I'm telling you, that your DPS is flaming you because he died, he leaped behind the pillar on the enemy pillar because he wanted to like kill the healer, and then he zook behind and got stunned and died without trinket, and he flamed you, you know? Because he trinketed the root or something, you know? And that's the classic, oh, I'm gonna flame the healer for not healing me. Yeah, but how the fuck do I heal you? You're behind the pillar. And that's when many people got banned because they are flaming the healers, and then the healer gets mad because they know the DPS is wrong, and the healer flaming back even harder. Trust me, don't even bother answering these people because these people are really bad at the game and they don't even know what they're doing. So, yeah, you just move on. Don't even answer people. Trust me, I really hate losing. But when I face people that play like this, I just ignore them. I literally go here, boom. I add the name, ignore player, boom. And I ignore them. And I don't talk to them again. Like, no cap. Next one. If you face a fish super monk, call the police. On resto Shaman, you should never, ever win fish super monk in solo shuffle. So, if you get mad because of it, instead of flaming them back and calling them bad words, you just literally call the police and tell this guy's bullying me in arena for playing fish super, you know? And that's all I can tell you. Anyway, guys, I think that was all for the guide. I hope you guys like it. I don't think I missed anything. I don't think I did. And if I did, make sure to let me know in the comments. And I will make another video updating everything. And tomorrow, after my daily stream, I will be making Evoker Guide on the Evening, and I will upload it like I'm gonna upload this one now. So make sure to follow YouTube channel, Twitch, and Twitter that I will put in the description. And thanks for watching, guys. Have a good evening. Peace.